Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. But tonight we've got a good AFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. To the air, Allen swinging this out wide here for Cook. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Now Allen. Right back to Cook for another completion. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Allen off the play fake. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's picked off by Roquan Smith. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
There's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over to the offense. They just pick up a nice 1st down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
They go play action now. Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11. To throw again is Jackson. A slant route caught by Bateman. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And Jackson throwing once more. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bills are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Allen. And that's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
The Bills send the punter out, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this will be incredible field position as that'll kick out of bounds inside the opponent's 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Play action. Now Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's taken down but able to cross the 35. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Jackson will throw again. Going for it all. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
2nd and 10. They go play action with Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Jackson. Bateman's got it on the crossing route here. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game seed. It comes on the third drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. A final shot before half for Allen. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. A solid return, pretty good field position. Start at the 32. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated forward as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in the amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Play action. It's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. And when you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Jackson now. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson be intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Bills are
We are 20 minutes south of downtown Buffalo. It is Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park, New York. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the New York Giants and the Buffalo Bills. So glad to have you with us. Mike Tirico next to Greg Olson here in the booth. And off we go in Western New York. They go three tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll run, and this is Cam Scatterboot. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. On 2nd down, Dart. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
3rd down, 3 to go. They'll try to run for it with Scatterboot. They'll get 19 out of that play. 1st down, Giants.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yards?
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. On the give, Scatterboot. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. Operating from the gun.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll go, and here's Dart. He'll look deep here for Neighbors. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
So the offense found themselves in a little bit of no man's land. They were too far for a field goal attempt, but too to attempt a punt. So they decided to be aggressive early and go for it on 4th down. But it was the defense that turned them away with a huge stop to start this game.
Throwing right away is Allen. He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he's into the end zone. Curtis Samuel. Touchdown, Buffalo. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. A run with the man out of Purdue. That's Tyrone Tracy. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Cole Bishop up to make the play. Out of the gun, here's Russ. Quick slant looked in by Neighbors. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Theo Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. That's good for a Giants first down. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. On the run to the right. He's going to run it. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
Those are the plays that hurt. Because as a defense, Mike, you feel like you do everything right in your coverage. There's nowhere to go with the ball, but you leave just enough space for the quarterback to break contain, but to get outside and pick up the first down with his legs.
And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. And they will take their final timeout of this half. And of note, Since they're out of timeouts, they cannot challenge for the remainder of this half. From the shotgun, Wilson. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Now it's Wilson. This one caught at the 4. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So, a little extra time to think about what to do on fourth down as we are through quarter number 1. The Bills with the early advantage. More after this. You're watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll try and run for it, and he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang. Short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
Allen going to throw on 1st and 10. Oh, a teardrop throw there off his back foot. It's complete. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 95 yards. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Well, on one sideline, you're ecstatic. You couldn't have dreamed up a better start. 2 drives, 2 long touchdowns. But then across the field, they've got to answer some hard questions. They've got to figure out exactly what they're doing wrong defensively, because if there's one thing in the NFL, you cannot give up big plays, and you especially can't give up big plays for touchdowns.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. That's caught. It's Tyrone Tracy. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. A quick slant into the hands of Johnson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Now Russ. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Terrell Bernard.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake, and you're not going to get away with it at this level.
Here's the first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's to Kincaid once again. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more.
And he'll take it on in. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Bills. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Open man downfield, that's Neighbors. And he will go all the way. Malik Neighbors. Touchdown. Touchdown, New York. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. To return, here's Ray Davis. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. Pass complete, right side to Kincaid. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. There's that man again. Another catch. To the 10-yard line. He is out of bounds there. So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. To throw again, it's Allen. This is caught at the 2. To the goal line and in. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Buffalo. His second.
Known for some incredible wings and one of the league's most passionate fan bases. We're just outside of Buffalo at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started. And we're off and running from Western New York. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Love throwing to start us off. And he doesn't get the chance to add on to that play, but this still has him across the midfield stripe all the way down to the opposing 42. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Offense in the hurry up here. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Gets it downfield, on target to Watson. And this is going to take him into the red zone. He's down at the 16-yard line. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Throw is caught. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 6-0 lead right away. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these...
Flip to the kicker. Oh, he's running. He's almost there, but no, they stop him at the last moment. He's going to be just inches shy of that 2-point conversion. On now is McManus to kick this away. On the return, here's Ray Davis. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, Bills to the line now. 1st and 10. Allen taken right to the air. That's Kincaid with a catch out left. And he's going to be sent out of bounds just after he crosses the 35. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. They've got first down here from the 36. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Going right back to Kincaid, complete. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
And he's out of bounds. Looks like right at the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 4 there, and that's good for a Buffalo first. To the air again, Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. To throw again, it's Allen. Throw right side, and Shakir has it. And this makes it to around the 43-yard line. Nate Hobbs in on that stop.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here he is on 3rd and short. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results. It's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
That winds up incomplete and brings an end to our opening quarter. So they'll get to scheme about this third down call for a bit. That brings us to the end of one. Our score, 6-0. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. It's been an 8-play drive, and on play number 9, now 9 is what they need on third down. They'll air it out on third. Tried to float that one in, and the defender's there for the interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. He had to put some air under that one to try to drop it in, but that worked to the defense's favor as they get there and pick it off.
Just a touch lower, and he may have dropped it right in the breadbasket. These lob passes are a useful tool, and they look incredible when thrown properly. But there is such a small margin of error between an easy completion and giving the ball away.
A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. You're getting a look at the most famous building in Foxborough. Opened in 2002, it's Gillette Stadium. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started. And we're off and running from Gillette. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Off the play action, May. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. Give him 24 on that play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. To the air on first down, May. Bails out of the pocket quick. A risky throw, and they're going to intercept it. Picked off by Terrell Bernard. And the Bills get the football on the first turnover of the contest. The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Allen comes out throwing. Gets this to Kincaid. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down.
Throwing right away is Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. A nice job there making that happen.
That's to Kincaid once again. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield. Another catch on the drive, this one for 13 yards and another first down. From the gun, here is Allen. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. It's a gain of 19 in the air. 1st down, Buffalo.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the 1st down anyway.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. To throw again, it's Allen. He'll swing this one out to Cook, and that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Allen to throw again. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
On 3rd down, it's Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. The Patriots out on top. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. That one taken in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. 1st and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
The extra point by Bass is good. And the Bills move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. To throw on 1st down is May. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. That'll be caught. It's Travion Henderson. Still going inside the 20. And he will score. Travion Henderson. Touchdown, New England. So now May and the Patriots going to line up and go for two. From out of the gun, here's May. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack two more onto their lead.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on two-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Throwing now, Allen here on first down. And he let him a bit too much. That pass is incomplete. James Cook, the intended target. And that will lead to a second down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Allen now on second down. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield. Allen to his tight end Kincaid, and the Bills have a first down. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Pass complete right side to Kincaid. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Allen going to throw again. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. Throwing again. It's Allen. And he's in. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Buffalo.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. On the return, Travion Henderson. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. To throw is May. Forced out left. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in what's been an even first half. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. Here's May to throw it on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. Kayshon Boutte was the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up second down. Working out of the gun, it's May. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down. May to throw again. Flush to his right. Going up top. Oh, he tried to throw it back across his body, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Bishop. On the ground, this is James Cook. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
On third down, it's Allen. No chance at all. He'll go down. Now the Patriots going to use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number one. No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll indeed go for it with Allen. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. They convert with a gain of 15.
And that's a big-time effort on fourth down. If he doesn't come up with this ball, Mike, they turn it over on downs, but instead, not only does he lay out and make a terrific catch, they get a fresh set of downs here and now see if they can finish this thing off and come away with some points.
So, first and 10 here now at the 38. From the gun, Josh Allen. Oh, a teardrop throw there off his back foot. It's complete. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their fur, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Allen going to give this to Davis. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You know, Mike, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. Good for a Bills first down. Passes kick is good. And the Bills move out in front. The new score, 17-14. Three points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. Davis now to return it. And he'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. That one incomplete.
And with nothing open downfield, he tries to find something underneath. But give credit to this secondary, Mike. I mean, they had everything covered up, and this one ends up just falling incomplete.
To the air on 3rd down. Here's Allen. Open man left side. He's got it. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Again, it's Allen to the air. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense. Rallying to the ball, modest gain.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 4. To throw again, it's Allen. That's to Kincaid once again. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Allen to his tight end, Kincaid, and the Bills have a 1st down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
That's going to be incomplete. The coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Khalil Shakir, the intended target. It's 2nd down. One more time going up top with Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Allen on third down. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit.
To throw on first down is May. He's found his receiver, Butte. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. From the 38 now, here's second and a couple. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. Pass to the outside. He's got Diggs. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Call it a gain of 13. Good for a Patriots first down. From out of the gun, here's May. Short pass caught by Henry, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Able to get loose after the catch for more yardage. That'll be a pickup of 21. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Man in motion, it's Diggs. To throw again is May. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's in. Hunter Henry. Touchdown, Patriots.
He's lined up one-on-one, and it's a mismatch from the very beginning. He's just so fast, so big. He's kind of part tight end, part wide receiver, and when you have that type of skill set, it's just going to be hard to stop.
So following the touchdown, Borregales is back to send this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. On first and 10, it's Allen. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. Picked off by Robert Spillane. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their